Alright, what's going on, you guys? This is Mario back again on the video. So, I just been thinking about this lately. As I go through college and watching YouTube videos about people who experienced college, people who went to college, and a lot of them end up going, but end up feeling like they you know didn't get the best just college experience as far as they learning new skills or they could have learned this on their own or whatnot. They took out student loans and now gonna take them like years for them to pay them back. Um, I've just been thinking about that, and I've just been thinking about conversations I be having with my cousin and like my cousins and stuff like that. And I'm just they want me to continue my education. They want to get a 4 year degree, and I'm still debating on should I go for get a 4 year degree. I mean, because I know that the purpose of going to college is mainly to get your bachelor's degree. That's like the main reason why people go to college. You know, I mean, most people go to college to get a bachelor's and then they go to the workforce. They get started at 18 and get out at 22. And and I know for myself. Hold on. Hmm. All right, I'm back. So anyway, I was talking about college and is it good for creatives? Yeah, my mom keeps calling me every time I do these live streams. I'm always getting called or something. But anyway, um, when you're a creative person, a lot of times you get talked out of your creativity. You think that you're not gonna make money, you're gonna be a starving artist. That's what you hear people say a lot, and you get told by your teachers and your parents that you should pursue a real job, whatever that is. You should work corporate America. You should uh, you know you should do something more conventional. Like that's what you'll hear from your teachers and your parents. People who tell the same people tell to dream big, to reach for the stars. Um, you know to reach for the stars. You can do anything you want to do. The same people tell you those stuff. The same people who will tell you, oh well, you're not gonna make it. Oh, you're not talented enough. Or oh, it's gonna be really hard. You might want to pick something else. And that's what kind of makes me mad. As well as far as a lot of just the whole naysayer thing. Granted, I mean, they're not wrong. They're not all the way wrong. There's a reason why, parents tell the kids you can do anything you want to do because they want to make the kids feel comfortable. They want to make the kids feel like they're special and stuff like that. Especially by like baby boomers, who raise millennial parents, who raise like millennials. The whole helicopter parenting thing. You hear a lot. You see that a lot with that generation. What that generation has gone through. Now you see like people in their 20s or 30s. Feel like they got lied to because they was told that you can do anything you want to do as long as you work hard and you get good grades. But you see that, but once you get in the real world, you understand that's not that simple. You see people go through job after job. You see people struggling just to make ends meet. You hear about all the time when you hear like people my age say that, man, like I'm better off without going to college because I can get a job, I make money, and stuff like that. And so when I when I do this video, I want this video to reach out to creators, like people who are poets, artists, and stuff like that, that you don't even need college necessarily to be successful. And that's not just for creators, that's not just for artists, that's for like a lot of people. But my field is is in poetry, and like so for me, I knew I didn't knew I like I knew going into college I didn't really necessarily need it to be successful. I knew that if I kind of read that you didn't really need college to for my field of study, which is well it's social nuts right now, but if I went to four-year university, it would have been English, or literature, whatever. It would have been one of those majors, dealing with um, dealing with writing, like it would have been one of those majors. So anywho, keep rambling. Like going to college is good. You meet not new people. It helps you build your skills. It you have opportunities that you probably wouldn't have gotten if you just stayed home and was living with your parents. You could meet gives you opportunities to network, to find internships, to find a job. But a lot of cases, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people think that they take it for granted that just because you're in college, doesn't guarantee you a high paying job right out of college. So like for me, one of the things I did one of the things I did while in college that I networked a lot. I contact people who were people who might be interested in what I do, who are interested in like my poetry and stuff. I contact people from my town. People like they want me to do like an open mic or something like that. I contact those people. Whether it's at church, whether it's at a park, I contact those people. Also, I talk to people, you know, in different surrounding areas, because me being from a rural area, I know that I had to go outside my town if I want to find somebody who really is like a town that's like really invested in spoken word. So I go to like different cities in North Carolina just to see like which town is best for me as a spoken word artist. And I also use the internet as a tool, as a learning tool to figure out what should I do, how to make money as a poet, what ways can I get it great, gain a following, and and right now the best way for me to get a following is through YouTube. And YouTube is a great place if you're a real estater, if you're graphic design, if you're animator, like YouTube is a great place for you to like use your creative skills and put it out there for the world to see. It's like a great place. Like YouTube was made for a creative person, like especially if you're into like video. If you're into like video, like film and stuff like that, like YouTube is like the place for that because YouTube is built on, you know, independent filmmakers. It was built for that demographic, the independent filmmaker, the animator. Like YouTube started off being mainly animation channels. Like if you watch YouTube in '06, '07, '08, '09, like all you saw was animation videos. All you saw was YouTube clips. Oh no, I didn't tell him about that. Anyway, yes. See, yeah, this is why I need my own place because I don't know just do a video without any distractions. But anyway, so as far as being an artist concerned, like you have the output. We in a digital age. We in the internet age. This is not the 1990s. It's not the 80s. This is not the days where we had no internet or we had internet. It was like dial up. Like this the days where you got use your smartphone and like you can create content off of that and put it out there to on Twitter, on Facebook, or on Instagram. Like we in a day and age where you could do things at scale now. It's not like, if you don't have money, like all you need is a phone or a laptop and you're good. This is the day and age where everybody has a chance to be something. You don't have, you don't need a college degree. I mean, unless you don't necessarily need a college degree. You don't necessarily need the money. All you need is all you need is a good internet connection and a device in a smartphone or a computer, and bam, that's really good. So, Roberto Bug said like this: plus laptop equals kingdom, and like he said that your smartphone. Anyway, there we go. But he says your smartphone is more powerful. It's like your smartphone can produce better quality videos than Spike Lee's "Do That Thing" movie in 1989, and that really like blew my mind because like when you look at when you watch Spike Lee's movie, his movies are very high production value. His movies are very you know very high production, very very high production, and like when you watch Do the Right Thing, I mean you could obviously tell us it came out years ago, but it still looks good. Like it doesn't look like I don't feel like I'm watching a movie that came out 30 plus years, almost 30 years ago. But yet he says that if your phone can outperform that movie, and this blew my mind when he said that. So my point is that you got the tools, you got the resources. You got the internet, you got books you can read, you got so many options. You got podcasts you can watch. I mean, that dude. I mean, you got so many options that that you can flourish as a creative. If you don't have the money, if you don't have the resources, you may not, like you may not come from a family that knows a lot about whatever you're into. Like you got the internet, you got social media. I mean, you got forum sites, you got so many things you can do regarding to growing your brand and like growing your fan base and growing credibility in whatever field you're pursuing in. Like you got so many options, but people make excuses. People talk you out of it, and and I struggle with that. I'll be real with you guys. I struggle with that. I struggle with the idea that that we have so many resources, that the internet is so powerful to where you can make money off of it when you're asleep. You can make passive income now through the internet, and I mean, yes, it's gonna take a lot of work. Yes, it's gonna be hard at times, but if you have the patience, if you have the patience and the patience and the willingness to learn, then you're gonna be successful doing what you're gonna doing, regardless of money, regardless of your videos being the best production. Like there are so many YouTubers I know that use their cell phones as their main camera, and you can still get mad views. Like we are in a day and age where the cell phone has replaced the laptop. Like it's crazy to think about because just I remember when I got my first smartphone, my first ever Android phone, the first ever Android phone from back the T-Mobile, the T-Mobile phone that came out in '08. I had that phone, and people were saying that oh, the phone's slow, it's buggy, but I was using that as my own computer because at the time I didn't have a laptop. I mean, I had a computer, but well, I had a phone was so much better because I could just lay in the bed, I could watch YouTube videos and stuff. I don't need to go up front. I mean, but T-Mobile has like probably the worst service out here in my hometown where I live at right now. T-Mobile has probably the worst service out there. But at the time, you know, I was like so just infatuated just how a cell phone can do all these amazing things. Whereas, whereas in whereas before my phones were just meant for calling and texting. So technology is your friend. If you know how to use technology, technology is your friend. And then you have PayPal. Like I didn't know about PayPal really until last year until a poet told me about this. Like I heard about PayPal. I knew people who had PayPal, but I didn't know what exactly it's used for. I didn't know PayPal could be basically your own bank. Like that's awesome. So if you're afraid of like pulling all your money to a bank account, you have PayPal. You have Patreon, which is another great resource. I'm making Patreon. Once I get like 100 subscribers, I'll probably gonna start Patreon. You know, like I'm glad that my subscriber base is like more diverse because like when I when I started doing YouTube videos, most of my subscribers were like teens. Those subscribers like kids and teens. But now I'm seeing like more adults watching my videos as well as teenagers. So I have a mix of like both demographics, and like if I keep doing what I'm doing, like with the live streaming and these vlogs, like I should be able to start. I should be able to start a Patreon account and like get a lot of donations in no time. And plus, I'm also you know getting Google. I'm also seeking to get Google AdSense. And I know that AdSense doesn't give you a lot of money. I know that you don't get like pennies if you don't get a lot of views, and you don't get like I think it's 1,000 views. 1,000 views equates to $4 in AdSense, which is pretty poor. It's in the fact that how hard it takes to get just get 10 views on YouTube. But if I keep doing these live streams, I keep getting all the watch time. If I keep investing in learning that YouTube algorithm, like I should be able to hit those numbers in no time. So basically, what I'm saying is that you know don't let your parents, don't let your teachers discourage you from following your dreams if you are creative. but also be smart. Be smart about how you use your money, how you spend your time. Like be smart about that. Don't just be like, oh well, I'm just gonna do me. Excuse my language, but f y'all, and then but then you just gonna spend money on your own lavish stuff, or you're gonna be, or you're just gonna do YouTube, but not really, or you're just gonna put all your eggs on one basket, like just do YouTube videos, but not take time to like do other things, like, networking and content and contacting, different people, different like outlets that can help you with your that can help you put you on as a graphic designer, or put you on as a painter, or put you on as a film as a as a filmmaker, or put you on as a poet. Like you're not taking time, and networking. Like don't just rely on YouTube. Don't just rely on social media, but actually get out there and actually network with people and like face to face, because those relationships, will matter in the future. So like be practical about it. Like take risks, but take practical risks, and like that's something that Roberta Blake, and that's something that Gary Vaynerchuk, preaches on, because like they want you to see, they want you to take risks, they want you to like go, achieve your dreams and accomplish your goals. But also know that not a lot of people, but they also like realistic about it, and they tell you like, yo, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna take a lot of work. You're gonna be stressed out. You're gonna feel discouraged. You're gonna, you might get depressed some days. Like they tell you the real truth. That's why I like them so much, because um, you know, like I didn't have nobody tell me, how to be a poet. Like I didn't know anybody in my area that's into poetry. Nobody in my family's into poetry. Nobody in my areas into poetry. Like I had to learn stuff on my own, and but at the same time, I'm also smart with my money. I also realized that, I'm gonna need money if I want to, take this seriously. That's why um, I'm saving my money right now with my, little job I have, and then I'm also may get disability soon. So once I get disability, I'm gonna use that to pay off my student loans, and I'm gonna save a little bit, for myself. So when that loans is fully paid off, I could put all my, I could invest in my YouTube channel, and I could, and also invest in, like going to like gigs, going to spoken word gigs and stuff like that. Like so, I'm being smart with my money. I know that it's gonna be hard work. I know that it's gonna be tough. I know that it's gonna be, it's gonna be challenging, and that's why I'm grinding so hard. And I'm grinding smart as well, because I know that I got school. I know that I got family. I know that my mom is like sick right now. Like I'm being smart about it, and like, and I'm not perfect at it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm not doing everything that Roberta Blake or Gary Vaynerchuk is telling me to do as far as growing your brand on social media. But I'm doing what I can just get attention. I'm trying new things. I'm trying new platforms to see which platform is best for me. Right now, Bitly is doing good for me. YouTube is doing a lot better for me now than it was a year ago. I wasn't getting any views at all. But so what I'm saying is that, you know, take smart risks. Like don't get so caught up in what you see your friends are doing. Don't get so caught up in what you see other people doing. Do you, like, do you know you, and like really study like the platform, the field that you're trying to get into, so that you won't get left behind, and so that you won't feel lost. So that's what I gotta say, is that, I want you guys to, do y'all. I want you guys to see. I want to be one of those people who is a trailblazer, and like find his own niche, and like being able to be successful at it. Because like so many people in my area, they feel like they congratulate me for it. Yes, like they congratulate me and follow my dreams, because they know that a lot of them, they go to college, but they don't have any like real ambition. They heard they're Like they say, wow, man, like you're so passionate, you're so young, but you're focused, you know what you want to do in your life, like you already have a clear goal, you know, and and that's because like I know what God's called me to do. I know the gift that God's given me. And I know that this gift I have can change lives, and I'm trying to foster the best way I know how. I know I'm gonna need money. I know I'm gonna need you know I know I'm gonna need time. I know that if I want to do this seriously, I know it's gonna take a lot of it's gonna take a lot of practice. It's gonna take a lot of networking. It's gonna take a lot of prayer because um, it's gonna take a lot of prayer. But I'm doing what I can, and like God's blessed me with the right people and with the right and with the right ideas. Because like there were some times where last year for example last year was I'm planning on doing I'm gonna do a video on this because I feel like this story can help a lot of people as well. Like last year, I was just like so frustrated because like I was just getting into spoken word. I finally got into spoken word community out here in North Carolina. Like after years and years and years of not performing anywhere outside of where I live, so I finally got a chance to go to my first real true open mic in Lumberton, North Carolina, and I did pretty well. Everybody liked my poem, the Dear Spoken Word poem I got on my channel. Everybody liked that poem, and so I was like, man, I gotta go back there again. And I went back there again next month. Same. I mean, I kind of struggled. I kind of started a bit the second time, but they still said, man, you're so good, you're a good writer. Keep going, open mics, keep going this, yada yada. Yada. So I went third time. I didn't get a chance to perform, but I got a chance to meet one of the most talented poets out here in my state. And like he really was, he already knew who I was. He was at the first open mic I went to, because the first open mic was a slam. It was a slam and an open mic, so he was right there. Like so, he already knew who I was, and then he told me, I could add him on Facebook, and I was like, okay, cool. So I haven't went back since. That was February of last year, and it's April of 2018. So it's been a year and 2 months since I've been to that open mic in Lumberton. But I still keep in touch with those people. I still talk to the hosts of those events I went to. Yours with Two Eyes. I still talk to her quite a bit. I mean, she keeps me updated what's going on in like Leamington, Fayetteville. She keeps me updated on those because that's where she does her event planning on in is the Leamington, Fayetteville area. And like I'm just blessed to have those connections. And like once I get everything situated, once I get my driver's license, once I start driving, once I make a decent source of income, like that's when once I get all those things situated, like I won't go to Lumberton. I don't want to go there and like people gonna already know who I am for the most part because I've been there 3 times. I mean, it's gonna be some new faces, of course, but people already know who I am. And then, of course, I have a YouTube channel, so people already gonna know. People already gonna say, "Hey, I know this person. Hey, was he on this open mic like a couple like last year, or hey, I know him from school. I seen him on like RCC, or hey, I see him on YouTube. Like they're gonna already kind of be familiar with me, and then once they see like my talent, they be like, oh man, he needs to come back, or oh man, keep doing your thing. Like so, So what I'm trying to do is trying to get a good brand, a good reputation. So once I get those opportunities, I already have the chops to handle it. So with all that being said, like follow your dreams, but make sure you do it from a practical standpoint. Make sure that you're smart about it. You know. So with that being said, this is Mario signing off.